Top Gun Maverick in theaters everywhere on May 27th, starring Tom Cruise and this man, Jon Hamm. Great to see you, John.
Buddy, it's good to be seen. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
This movie is spectacular.
I tend to agree. I think it is too.
Just spectacular.
Yeah, we were talking. It's like there's a weird time warp that happens within, you said it earlier on the show, within like 35 seconds of the title card showing up. And it's the Bruckheimer Simpson logo. It's the two lightning bolts.
Yeah.
And then the music cue that happens over a black screen.
Yeah.
And then the images of the carrier and the heat coming off the tarmac and the guy going like this and the thing going like, you're right back in it. You have time warped back into your 15-year-old body and you have total full body chills. You can literally see them on me right now. And it is a time warp. And the movie is for guys like us, and not just for guys like us, but for people like us, people from our generation. Yeah. You have this out-of-body experience where you're like, oh my God, I'm feeling all the feels that I felt back then, and I'm not in that body anymore. And it's a totally amazing experience.
And the
movie's good.
I felt so nostalgic. 1986 and seeing Top Gun at the time, and 36 years later picking up the story where we left off, and it's nostalgic for people of our age, and certainly for everyone else who's seen the original Top Gun, and how it's kind of an out-of-body experience. And what was it like to be in it, though, John? What was it like for you to be in a Top Gun movie?
We shot this thing in 2018, 2019. Okay. So a totally pre-pandemic era, back in the normal times when we knew how to behave. And now here we are in this kind of quasi times, and we had to wait for some time. So it was an amazing experience shooting it. It was, we're on North Island Naval Base in Coronado, California. Actual, aircraft on an actual aircraft carrier, the USS Theodore Roosevelt, America's big stick, and it was amazing. The cooperation that we had from the entire U.S. Navy was amazing. We're using real F-18 Super Hornets. We're on the real USS Theodore Roosevelt with all the sailors, and everything that you see in there is real, including the flying sequences, which, as you know, are jaw-dropping.
Yes.
So it was an amazing experience, and then we had to sit on it for 2 years. We couldn't talk about it, and we couldn't show anybody anything. And like trailers would drop, people are like, "I can't wait to see this movie," and I couldn't wait to see the movie. And like when we saw it back in '86, the first thing I thought as soon as that movie was over was, I want to see it again. Mm-hmm. When you went to the movie theater to go see movies, I had to mow lawns to go see the movies back then. And it was like $3 a ticket. It wasn't like in St. Louis, it was breaking the bank to go see a movie, but it was still a thing. And you said it earlier, it's like, this is a movie that you want to go see at the movie theater.
Yes.
And you want to see it with people, and you want to hear people and get thrown back in your seat and all of that stuff. And it all happens. I sound like a total fanboy right now, but it's legit.
Well, we were the same way. Susie and I saw it yesterday, and we left, and there's a couple times that we're sitting there, and I
clapped out loud.
Yeah.
We
it's
were
like
the
the
only
Geico
two
commercial.
people.
Like no one's here that made the movie. No, you can't. No one can hear you clapping, but you just have to do it because you're like, that was so fun. That was fun.
Also, the sound was so sick.
Yeah,
that
it was
we went
sick.
flying back in our seats at one point.
Yeah, it blows your hair back for
off.
sure. There's I don't know if anybody has this in their hometown or whatnot, but there's an experience called 4DX that the movie was shot for.
Yes.
Which we got to see in Mexico City last week. But there's these two side panels that go kind of the length of the theater on the side.
Yeah.
That kick in during the flying sequences. So you're literally, and the chair moves, and there's like all of these like effects that happen. It's like Sense-Around, but way better.
Right.
So if you have a chance to see it in 4DX, take that and bring a helmet.
And then it's everything else about it, some of the old footage from the previous film. And then
it does this crazy thing. And you talked about, it's like, is it okay to call it a sequel 36 years later? And it's like, yes. But it's more than a sequel. It's like chapter 2.
Yes.
And it has this amazing balance of nostalgia for the original, which we, totally vibe with.
And want. Right.
And also a continuation of the story. The actual continuation. It doesn't pick up the day after the events of Top Gun concluded.
Yes.
It picks up 36 years later, and Maverick's older, and Iceman's older, and everybody's older. And we're older.
Yes.
The audience is older. So I think that's how it's vibing and resonating with people our age, and why people are getting like emotional watching this movie.
Yes.
Because it means a lot. It's really true.
Well, Tom Cruise is not older, though.
No,
right?
Tom Cruise stayed the same.
the
Weirdly enough, like somehow I passed him. I don't know how that happened. I really don't. I passed him. Hard, like in the fast lane.
Because he's flying some of these scenes, right?
Yeah.
He's
like first of all, everybody is in an actual jet.
Right.
Like they're not. No one's in a chair with a green screen behind them with a gimbal. No one's doing that. They are in. You talk to Glenn and Miles.
You're right.
They were legit passing out, puking. All of the feels that they were going through in the back of those jets were real. They're not in charge of the stick because it's an $85 million aircraft owned by the U.S. taxpayers, and they tend to not allow you to actually, drive it.
That's the danger zone.
That is part of the danger zone.
Right.
You get a big bill from the Navy at the end of that. But no, it's real, and you see it. That's what's so cool about it is that there's a couple shots I won't ruin them. I'll let people see them on their own. But where you legitimately see the forces of gravity on everybody's faces, pushing them back in their seats. You can hear them trying to push the blood back up into their head so they don't pass out.
Right.
It's amazing.
Did you happen to be, because I know you don't share any scenes, did you happen to be on the set anytime when Ed Harris was there too? Because that guy's just badass.
I wasn't, but my experience with Ed Harris is I played softball with him once.
Okay, now
so it's not quite the danger zone.
It's a strike zone?
It's a strike zone-ish.
Right.
I used to play in the softball game in Pan Pacific Park here in LA for 20 some odd years. And we'd have these, Sandler would come by sometimes, Jake Gyllenhaal. It was catch as catch can as to who would show up. But Ed Harris showed up one day.
And
got a solid base hit.
Okay.
Tried to take an extra base. We let him take it. I was like, it's a national treasure. Let the man take an extra base. No hard snap tags. Nobody needs to prove anything.
Right.
Let the man have an extra base.
Okay.
He's intense.
Okay. Who's the best softball player?
Me.
Okay. So what? I mean, you have some pop on your bat.
A little. I don't hit for power. I put the ball in play. I move everybody over. It's a team game.
You're
Rich.
fundamentally sound, Jon.
I'm fundamentally sound. I play shortstop. I make sure the defense. Yes, in softball, I absolutely play shortstop. The arm, I can't play shortstop in baseball. I can't make that throw.
Did you flip into the position similar to Ozzy from back in the day? Did you ever do any of those?
I did a very slow somersault. just to get my jersey dirty.
A slow somersault into the position as homage.
As an homage,
to the great Ozzy Smith. The great wizard. Did you grow up in Busch? Did you grow up going to those games?
Yeah, Busch Stadium. I remember I might have been there, but I don't think I was. This might be a apocryphal one. Mike Laga.
Oh, my God.
The only man to hit a ball out of Busch Stadium. I think it was a foul, but he still hit it out of the stadium, which is a feat.
By the way, it's also a feat to
remember the name Mike Laga?
Yes, that's incredible. My God. That is
I have a lot of weird Cardinals facts. I think Fernando Tatis was first guy to hit the original Fernando Tatis.
Yes.
4 home runs in a game.
Okay.
I could be making this up. I have these weird things stuck in my head. You know this as you've grown old, and you must have a million of these, but the things that you have, that your brain has room for.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That you wonder, how did that stick? Mike Laga. Why is that forever going to be stuck in my head?
I would hope that you'd remember the name of somebody you watched hit a ball out of Busch Stadium.
I guess so. Maybe I was there.
That would possibly stick on you.
Maybe I was there. I can remember, I have a ton of Busch Stadium memories, but I can remember the first World Series game I went to in 1982. Mm-hmm. And it was game 1, and we got smoked. And it was like, well, I guess I'll never go see another World Series game. This is going to be a drag. And it was against the Milwaukee Brewers.
Of course.
And Ted Simmons was the starting catcher for the Milwaukee Brewers, who was...
Former Cardinal, right?
Former Cardinal.
Yeah.
And soon to be the father of my best friend. I had not started going to John Burroughs School yet, where I met Ted's son, John.
Okay.
Who became my best friend. And cut to the end of that, Ted was just inaugurated into the Hall of Fame, had to wait a year because of COVID, and name-checked me in his speech.
That's so cool. I mean, honestly,
when things come full circle like that, you go, all right, okay, universe, thanks.
It's great. I mean, that's the greatest thing of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, our daughter's middle name is Mattingly for Don. And
not for Jerry? Jerry Mattingly, my high school gym coach.
That's right, yes. Yes, because he was so kind to me when I got picked
He was a lovely
last.
man. He was a lovely man. He didn't ever maybe get hit in the face with dodgeball.
Don, and we, Susie and I were there because I threw out that first pitch that one time, just downright frightened down to my socks. To throw
At
the
Yankee
first
Stadium?
pitch. No, at Dodger Stadium.
Okay.
At Dodger Stadium when he was the manager.
Okay.
And I think you were pregnant with Taylor at the time, right?
I was.
Right?
Is that the game where I told him that every single password that you
Oh,
have?
careful. Yes.
And then Don backed away from him like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, psycho.
Certainly since we told him
changed the
that
passwords.
Yes.
They are expensive.
No. But we told him that we named our daughter after his middle name after him, and he kind of looked at me a little like he's heard this one before, and then I realized later on it might be because we asked what the first name was, and we told him it was Taylor, and that's the name of his son. So it was like Taylor Mattingly.
Okay.
I think that whole thing. Yes.
We're done, right? We're done.
Nice to meet you,
Nice to meet
Rich.
you guys.
Yeah,
I gotta go
that's-
manage.
That's pretty much what happened.
I gotta go. I
should
gotta
go.
Yeah, Jon Hamm here on the Rich Eisen Show. So, in honor of your being here for this film,
Okay.
John, have you seen the website what'smycallsign.com?
No.
Okay. It is.
Is this affiliated with the movie?
It is, in fact, affiliated with Top Gun Maverick, where you can take a photograph.
And they
ask you questions, and they assign you with
phenomenal.
your call sign. And so we did it for us here on the program.
Okay.
And then we did some for you, John.
Okay.
So first, let's
Different
get
photos of me.
Let's get to ours. Let's get to ours first here on the program, so you could see. TJ Jefferson, you're going to be up first right here. TJ, we had him do his call sign. Put in his information in his photograph, and TJ, we have his call sign up there. He's Wildfire.
Wildfire.
Well, that's
I
a
like
good
the
one.
helmet. I like the helmet.
They put the helmet on you. There's Wildfire.
Tommy Wildfire Rich back in the day, the wrestler. I like
That's
that.
a good one.
Mike Del Tufo. He is our audio executive, as he likes to be known. He came up with which one? There you go. Your Deuce.
Deuce.
Solid.
That's cute.
Yes.
Solid. Again, another solid helmet.
There you go. Yeah. Exactly. Let's. Okay, I just hope we did drop that one, but very good.
No. I would do that if I went in one.
Wow.
If I went in a jet, I probably would.
Okay, Susie even did one. She even allowed herself to be captured with a helmet on.
Female aviator.
Stinger.
Nice.
Stinger.
The Stinger.
Okay.
I like it.
We gotta make that. We gotta make that stick.
And
Don't you think?
here
For
we go.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, here's mine. Here's mine. I put in my photograph and all the pertinent information. This is fantastic.
This is very suspenseful.
I love it. Here we go. Put it up. I'm Hot Shot.
Hot shot.
That face.
I'm
Solid.
Hot Shot.
First B- helmet.
I didn't choose the helmet. I guess you can. So
Even Stinger was good. It had the little stingers on it. Like
kinda look
Hot
like a
Shot was
Jewish
purple.
pilot.
I don't get it.
Hot Shot.
I like it.
I don't know. Okay, here we go.
Not sure that's gonna stick.
Okay, so we did
what's
one.
hand bones?
We did one for you.
Okay.
Jon
I have a
Hamm's
feeling this might be a setup.
call sign. It is not. You're Sarge. I don't know why.
All right, we got to find what Instagram filter is that?
I
My
don't
God.
know. I don't know.
This is a way better picture. Sarge.
Sarge. Is
Actually
your
in the
call
movie
sign.
as Cyclone. It's way better.
I know that. So we could stick with the one that's in your film. Okay. Admiral Bo Cyclone Simpson. There you are.
Look at that.
Your Cyclone. That's much better.
Looking
right
for
there.
Mav. Where is he?
Okay. So now here's some fun ones here for you, Jon Hamm, as well. What would be, we figured, your call sign for Ted from Bridesmaids? What would be his call sign?
Douchebag. For sure. And I'd love to see that helmet.
Here we go. Here we go. Here it is. There it is. Professor. Professor. We thought that's a good photograph of Ted
Okay.
from Bridesmaids. Okay. This one I think you're going to like a lot. Buddy from Baby Driver.
All
You're
right.
fantastic in this film, which is a fantastic film. Here we go.
Kill shot.
Buddy. Throttle.
Throttle.
What do you think?
Tracks. That tracks.
It tracks.
I like it. I like
tracks.
it.
As does this one. This is, you know where we're going with this one.
For sure.
What would be Don Draper's call sign?
Highball.
Here we go. That would be great. Highball would be great. Instead, this is, believe it or not, Stallion.
Solid.
Why not?
Also, I would love to. There would be an amazing thing of just smoking a cigarette in a jet at Mach 3. You know what I mean? And then somehow opening the window to throw it out.
I want to know if you kept the glasses. Those glasses
Those
are
highball
so
glasses?
key. No, the glasses.
You know,
the glasses from.
the sunglasses?
From Top Gun. You gotta
I
keep
did not.
those. No?
I did not get to keep those, but we got some awesome. Obviously, Ray-Ban and Top Gun go way back, and we got some pretty awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Gifts from the good people at Audacy or whoever owns Ray-Ban now.
Now, what about the highball glasses from?
The highball glasses from Mad Men. I think Matt Weiner has the little bar card.
Did you keep anything from that?
Selfish.
Do you have anything from that?
I have Don's chair from the apartment. That was a very cool. It's in my bedroom. It's like a good. It's like an Eames chair, but it's not an Eames chair. It's actually like from like the designer from the 60s. So it's very cool.
We had Jared Harris on saying that those cigarettes were impossible to actually smoke.
They were gross. I mean, I think somebody did the math, and I smoked like 75 cigarettes in the pilot. So just do the math. There were 93 other episodes of that show. I was like, ooh, that was rough.
Because he said that they're not the real thing.
They're not the real thing. They're harsh. It's like sucking on a tube of leaves on fire, and it's
So when you were giving somebody a look of derision while smoking a cigarette, that. That's not just you acting. That's you actually trying to
in pain
intake all of that.
Yeah, it worked,
dude. By the way, yes, it did work. Yes, it did work. Is there anything else like you'd want to be part of a remake? Anything?
Oh man. Well, I'm actually a part of kind of a remake, a reboot. We're last summer in Boston, we finished principal photography. Actually, we finished it in Rome, but we shot the majority of it.
Oh,
Confess Fletch, the next chapter in the saga of Irwin M. Fletcher, You Choose. So yeah, we rebooted it. It's not a remake. We're not trying to do the Chevy Chase impression.
You could say though that Chevy Chase, because I've read the Fletch books.
Yes,
that's not the Fletch books. Those are not the Chevy Chase.
The Chevy version is very Chevy heavy, as we might say, and we love it. It's fantastic. But we have that version in the can. That's great, and it lives in the where it deserves to live.
Right.
And I think when you saw the Fletch Lives, the kind of sequel to that version of Fletch too, you're kind of like, well, that doesn't quite hold up as well.
Right.
So myself and Greg Mottola and the good people at Miramax and Paramount, and we decided we were going to try to give it a new life for the 21st century.
So you're going to hew closer to the books?
Very much so. We started with Confess Fletch. All the books, as you know, if you read them, or as anybody out there that's read them, they're great stories. Like they're great whodunits, and they all take place in a different part of the world. And Fletch kind of shows up, and he's an interloper, and he's a disturber, and he does all this great stuff, and he's funny, and it's less about the wigs and the teeth and the funny voices, and it's more about him kind of being sardonic and iconoclastic and a goofball, and it's so much fun to do. And I got to bring John Slattery into the world.
Get out of here.
He plays Frank, the editor, Fletch's old editor, and we have great scenes together. And we got to do a little globe-trotting. We shot in Rome and in Boston, and hopefully we're going to do another one. It will take place somewhere in the American Southwest, we think, and continue the story. There's 10 books. Yeah. So if I could finish up, the next decade of my life making those, I'd be a happy guy.
No kidding. Because I remember.
Come in one.
I got to be John. I'm telling you, man.
I'm a producer. I can say that.
I would.
He will do it.
I'm all the way in. Whatever.
That.
Obviously, anything you do, you have me at hello. But
we're rebooting Jerry Maguire.
That'd be great. So, as a matter of fact, I just read you my lines to try and audition. But I remember I saw the Fletch movies, and then I said I loved it. I'm going to go read the books. And then I started reading the books. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
When is he putting something on the underrails? Right. Like, why aren't they punching the wall? Like, you hate Tommy Lasorda. Where is that? It's so not that at all.
Yeah, I did the same thing, and I was it's nice that there's two different versions of it, I think. Right. And I was
sure. Yeah.
I was so enthralled at that was the first kind of, I didn't know books came in series.
Yes.
Like that. I was like, wait, there's more than
outside of the Hardy Boys, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like outside of like scholastic readers, you know. But I was like, well, there's 10 of these? I'll have to steal all of them because I didn't have any money. And I did. Sorry, Walden Books in Florissant, Missouri.
Walden Books, everybody. It's like that old Seinfeld episode. They're going to send the police after you about the book.
The library cop.
Right.
Yeah. If Walden Books was still in business, I would write them a check for $47. But they're not.
Oh yeah,
I remember those. Amazon.
Well, that would be cool. When do we see them?
Hopefully by the end of the year. Paramount has it. We're not sure what the release thing, if it's going to be in theaters or on a platform or some combination. It's all being worked out, but it will see the light of day, and hopefully we'll start making a new one next year.
Fantastic. Seeing you and Slattery in a scene together.
Yeah, man, it's so funny. We had such a good time. It was like, it's like slipping on an old jacket. It was very, very fun to be in a scene with him again. And then I went off and last fall made a movie that he directed, starring me and Tina Fey. So it's fun, man. He's a good pal.
Jon Hamm, you are as well. Top Gun Maverick. Everyone should go see it. It is just fantastic.
Thanks, Rich.
Soup to nuts, man.
Thanks, pal.
And so you're going to go traveling to go promote this thing,
tomorrow I head off to London, where we do a bunch of press. Then we go to Cannes for the big festival, which I've never done.
Okay. So you got your tux all picked out?
Got the tux going.
Okay.
It's like a tux for a movie is very cool. I've not done that.
That is going to be cool.
Walk up the steps, turn around, pose for the thing.
Yeah, just give a wave.
Give a wave.
Yeah.
They're honoring Tom for his career at Cannes, which will also be a very fun thing to be a part of. And then we go back to London for a royal premiere, which I've also never done. Another black tie thing where I think some royal people.
Oh, my gosh.
Daryl Royal, I think, will be there. I think it's only people with the last
George
name
Brett
Royal.
will be there, right? George Brett will show up.
Kansas City Royals?
Kansas City Royals will all be there.
Okay, very good.
So
Crown?
the only served Crown Royal?
No, it's pretty much, I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. It's all new to me, so we'll see.
To fill in on that.
But yeah, I don't know. I think by the end of it, by the end of the movie, if I get to high five the Queen, that's it.
You should.
Up top. Elizabeth Regina 2, up top.
That's it. That's you have to go.
And then freeze frame.
That's right.
Me and the Queen. Fade to black. So like she has a little jump.
I look forward to all of that. Well, we should, damn it, we should find out what's the Queen's call sign. What do you think?
Oh.
Majesty? It's got to be.
That's pretty tight.
What do you think?
Majesty.
Majesty?
Kind of has to be one or two syllables, though.
It's got. That's too much. Maverick is multiple polysyllabic.
Maverick.
That's true.
I don't know. Okay. Majesty.
Good to see you, brother.
Buddy.
Always.
Good to be here as ever.
Absolutely.
Exciting times.
It is.
Schedule release day.
Yes, sir.
I love how they're just making up things now. No one
it's
says
not
that ever. Oh, it's schedule release day. Come on.
Yeah, people are celebrating paperwork. That's what they're doing.
A new spreadsheet.
It's what it is. It is what it is.
And I'm weirdly excited about it.
That's it. You get to see, the Cardinals, right? That's your team, or
ish.
I've
morphed into just a fan of the NFL at this point.
Okay.
I'm excited for the new stars to be anointed. I'm excited for the old guard to see if I'm excited for Russell in Denver.
Yes.
I'm excited for the new season.
Okay.
Like a red-blooded Midwestern American man.
Yeah, of course
I can't wait for it to be.
As you should be.
And to that end, I cannot wait to watch a little hockey tonight, playoff hockey. St. Louis Blues, Minnesota Wild at the Enterprise Center in St. Louis. Let's go Blues, Game 6.
Yes, sir.
Blues up 3-2.
Yes.
At home to close it out.
Very good. What else? You should shout out the Cards.
How about the Cardinals?
Okay.
They're holding their own. Yepez. By the Way, Yepez, how is his nickname not the dispenser?
It's a great name.
It's got to be.
That's his call sign.
The Yepez dispenser. He dispenses hits
and joy.
And bases and joy.
And smiles.
And smiles.
Yes.
And love and wins.
And W's for your St. Louis Cardinals. And Joe Buck's now the voice of Monday Night Football.
How about that? That was inevitable.
You know what? It's just crazy. It's just like the NFL, where anybody could go anywhere. Now it's now broadcasting.
I think it's I think here we are. It's like I'm happy for that. I'm thrilled for him,
Yes.
but I'm also like, it's great that it's not on like one thing, and it's pick your poison, go find it, and tune in and let the games begin.
That said, I'll be dispensing the schedule to an unsuspecting viewing public tonight on NFL Network. And well, yeah, they are expecting it. You're right. And Top Gun Maverick in theaters everywhere, May 27th. The great Jon Hamm. Thanks for coming in, brother.
Thank you, Richard.
Be well. Travel safe. We'll see you
shall.
soon. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.